Yeah, hi there. These comments are for SA. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT, and I'm listening to one of your integrated speaking practice tests.
The reading passage and the talk discuss how advertising can affect people's lives. The reading passage chose actually because of having so many TV and radio.
But you're not giving me the main points here. So you want to start off with the main point, I think, of the reading and the lecture. So you want to do something like this. In the beginning, in your topic statement, you'll say the reading and the listening passage discuss the political and the economic effects of advertising. That is the main point of both of those passages. So you should state that main point.
These days, this affects people's decision. In fact, the reading passage mentions an example of how can TV commercial and billboard.
You don't want to say mentions how can. You want to say it mentions how TV advertisements and billboards can affect people's behavior. So when you're using noun clauses, you want to use a connector, then a subject, and then a verb. So you can go into the grammar part of my course, study noun clauses, and it'll give you some further instruction about the word order of these particular grammar structures.
Impact people to vote toward or against a particular political candidate.
Okay. Now when you're speaking a little bit too slowly. You're having a lot of pauses in there, and you're not varying your intonation. So to help you with both your intonation and your pacing, I have two different kinds of lessons you want to focus on in the pronunciation area of my course. You might want to write these down. Alright, first of all, go to pronunciation lessons 36 through 40, and then you can also study pronunciation lessons 41 through 44, and that will help you with your intonation and also with your thought groups and blending.
The second effect of advertising. That advertising effect.
See, I think you're having some problems with your language.
The second effect of advertising. That advertising effect.
I wouldn't say it that way. Just say the second effect of advertising, according to the listening passage, is economic effects. Or if you want to say it a little less wordy, the way that you said it wasn't very natural, you can just say, secondly, according to the listening passage, advertising can have economic effects. That would be a more concise way to say that idea.
Some people decide to buy certain political candidate. The speaker gives the second effect of advertising.
And even when you get to the speaker, you might say, in addition. And that way we know that you're adding to what you've already said, and it's easier to understand the connection of ideas.
That advertising affects people economically. Some people decide to buy certain brand because they see it in the advertising.
They buy certain what? I'm having trouble understanding something. Hold on.
People decide to buy certain brand because
that you're not pronouncing correctly. You might want to say they buy certain products. I think if you say that, that would be maybe what you're trying to say.
See it in the advertising. The speaker said not all the advertising good, and the consumer should know how it works.
Let's go back to what you just said.
The speaker said not all the advertising good.
You're saying not all of advertising good. You want to say that's because not all of advertising is good. So you want to make sure you put your verb in there.
And the consumer should know how it works.
Consumer should know how it works, I think is better than what you said.
Because they see it in the advertising. The speaker said not all the advertising good, and the consumer should know how it works. In conclusion, the reading passage and the listening discuss how advertising affects people's lives, politically and economically.
Yes, good. I liked that ending there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're done with that. So now we can take a look at, I'm going to go into the syllabus now. and I'm on page 9, and I'm going to click on this link. I sent you this syllabus by email too, so the link will take you to the rubrics I use to grade this particular practice test. So for you, you got a lot of trouble. I'll be honest with you. You have a lot of language use issues, also delivery issues, as I pointed out. You can probably even improve your organization a little bit, but the main thing is you have to get more comfortable, I think, with the vocabulary and the grammar of the English language, and you also need to get more comfortable with the pronunciation of American English. So in addition to the lessons I just suggested in this video, I think all of which are important for you to begin studying today, and this is going to help you improve your speaking, I think, this quarter and next quarter. You also want to get exposure. Make sure you're getting constant exposure to English. That means each day read some newspapers, some magazines, make sure you're watching TV, you're listening to the radio. Everything you do right now is in English. Be careful. Some of your friends might want to speak to you in your own language, and you don't want to do that at all right now. That's not going to help you with your English. So make a good effort right now to speak English as much as you can all day long, especially at night and on the weekends. That's very important because that's when you're away from your intensive English program and you're not getting English in that setting. So you need to continue to practice English pretty much all the time right now. And guess what? You'll get better. I have taught thousands and thousands of students online, and I know if they can follow my tips and follow my advice, like them, you will also continue to improve your speaking. Okay, I think here you just have a lot of language use issues, so I'm going to put you slightly below the 2.0. I'm going to put you at 1.83 out of 4, or 14 points out of 30 right here. And then, if we take a look at the rubrics here, 1.83 right now is going to put you at about 65% on this assignment. Alright, so now you know. Now you have some idea of your speaking abilities of American English. You also know specifically what you can do to get better, especially to improve your pronunciation and your language use. So you want to spend a lot of time in the grammar section of my course too. That's going to be very important for you since you have a lot of grammar issues, especially in using word order with noun clauses and using subjects and verbs in both your independent and the dependent clauses that you're using when you speak.